Welcome to the midday news on MITV. I am Jumoke Michaels. The federal government has threatened to sanction foreign airlines in the country over their refusal to accept Naira payment for flight tickets. The Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, made this known at a briefing after the Federal Executive Council meeting chaired by President Muhammadu Buhari. He said intelligence reports indicated that some of the airlines refused to sell in Naira but charged ticket fares in dollars instead, in violation of Nigerian laws. The minister disclosed that the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has been directed to deal with any of such airlines that are caught flouting the laws. Sirika cautioned them to refrain from using the social media to place their demands, rather than resorting to the diplomatic channels. According to him, foreign airlines have made over $1.1 billion so far from Nigeria since 2016, an amount which could have remained in the country if they were local airlines. He further revealed that the airlines remitted over $600 million to their home countries in 2016, while over $265 million has also been released this year.
But two, to say that all our roadmap items are PPP. And those PPPs, they take time. Typically, they are between 3 to 10 years world over. We are running at a huge speed, and all of them, about 4 of them, will come to council in the next 3 weeks. The national carrier will come, the concession airport will come, the aviation leasing company will come to council and get approved, and we're done. And the MRO, the maintenance, repair, and overhaul facility. 4 of them will come to council in the next 3 to maximum 4 weeks, and then the airports will be concessioned, we've finished everything, and we just want approval of FEC in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So the roadmap, substantially, up to 70%, has been implemented, and give credit to President Buhari's government. Thank you.
The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajia Sadia Farouk, who also briefed the newsmen, said that a bill seeking to establish the National Social Investment Program as an agency that will work in carrying out the mandate of President Buhari in lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty was approved. The minister added that the council also approved the National Flood Emergency Preparedness and Response Plan, which will be implemented in collaboration with relevant stakeholders to mitigate the possible effects of flooding incidents across the country. In the meantime, the Minister of State for Works and Housing, Ibrahim El Yakubu, while speaking on the approval of the rehabilitation of Anambra-Enugu interstate road contract worth over 800 million naira approved by FEC, reiterated that the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and Second Niger Bridge were on course to be completed this year, 2022.
It's a memo which seeks Council's approval of the National Social Investment Program Establishment Bill 2022. This bill is a bill that is going to give legal backing to the programs of the National Social Investment Program. The submission is to create the National Social Investment Program as an agency in line with Mr. President's agenda to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty by the year 2030.
The Federal Ministry of Works and Housing presented a memorandum to Council, and it is for requesting Council approval for the revised estimated total cost of contract for the rehabilitation of Unko Inyi Akwegoze Road in Anambra State border with Enugu states. The purpose of the memorandum is to seek the Council's approval for the revised estimated total cost of this road, which stands in the sum of 829,888,000 825 naira 53 kobo in favor of Messrs. and B's Services Limited with a completion period of 6 months.
The Department of State Services, DSS, has confirmed the inundated inquiries in respect of the arrest of Tukurumanu, the self-acclaimed Kaduna train hostage negotiator. This was made known in a statement issued by the spokesperson of DSS, Dr. Peter Afunaya, who said to Manu was intercepted by Nigeria's foreign partners at Cairo, Egypt on 6 September 2022 while on his way to Saudi Arabia. He noted that he has since been returned to the country today, 7 September 2022, and taken into the service's custody. Dr. Afunaya further explained that the act followed a request by Nigeria's military, law enforcement and intelligence community to their foreign partners to bring back Manu to the country to answer critical questions on ongoing investigations relating to some security matters in parts of the country. The DSS therefore assured the public that all will be done to ensure that the law appropriately takes its course. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria has planned a nationwide protest over oil theft. Addressing journalists in Abuja, the Pengassan president, Festus Osifo, charged the government to hold those whose responsibility is to protect oil pipelines to account. The association also threatened to withdraw their services should the government fail to take decisive action against oil thieves, as the current situation already affects its members in oil-producing companies that have been shut down due to theft. The association urged the federal government to punish culprits to serve as a deterrent. Ahead of the 2023 general election, the Pan-Niger Delta Forum has insisted that the southern part of the country must produce the next president. The National Publicity Secretary of PANDEF, Ken Robinson, made this known at a consultative meeting with the presidential candidate of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, Adewale Adebayo, in Abuja. Robinson, while lamenting over the lopsided appointment of people from a particular zone in a complex country like Nigeria, noted that it will be unfair for the North to retain power after 8 years. He warned that there would be trouble in Nigeria should the North retain presidential power beyond the May 29, 2023 expiration timeline of this present administration, led by a Northerner. Meanwhile, the Social Democratic Party SDP presidential candidate Adewale Adebayo said he plans to promote an indivisible Nigeria, a Nigeria that believes in the power of rotation.
As leaders of Niger Delta people, we feel very sad and uncomfortable that in a complex and diverse society like Nigeria, after 8 years of a Northern presidency, another Northerner wants to take over from him. You on the media, you know some of the things I'm going to say now, statistics that are available to you. There are 17 major paramilitary, military intelligence agencies in the country. At the last count, 14 of them are headed by persons from a certain part of the country, 3 from southern Nigeria. We are taking our campaigns, when the campaign starts, to southern Nigeria, to our friends in the Middle Belt, to the minority.
You set up a good government based on justice. These divisions that we are mentioning now will cease to be relevant. Who becomes president will cease to be relevant, because when a just man is in authority, people will not worry about the geography of his birth. That's why it's written in some book, when the righteous are on the throne, people rejoice. It is not written anywhere that when the northerner is on the throne, people rejoice. When the southerner is on the throne, people rejoice. When Yoruba man is on the throne, people rejoice. When Niger Delta is on the throne, people rejoice. No, you need a righteous man. And there are righteous people in every component of Nigeria.
An economist, Dr. Ayo Teriba, has advised the new incoming government come 2023 to focus on real estate, as Nigeria is also blessed with lands, and also pay attention to global realignment. Dr. Teriba said at the annual Lasuma Heritage Business Forum 2022 on Wednesday in Lagos that the next government should look at how to generate revenue from other countries instead of focusing solely on oil and gas. The renowned economist who identified some economic outlooks that the country needs said that Nigeria needs to be adequately liquid by having enough revenue to deliver on the country's aspirations. Speaking on the theme, restructuring in a distressed economy, Dr. Teriba wants the next government that will be coming into power 2023 to reduce the level of economic and policy uncertainty and provide clarity about economic institutions and management. In her remark, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Ibilola Ibiyemi Olatunji Bello, represented by the Dean, Faculty of Management Sciences, Professor Rahim Olasukpo, said that when we reduce wastage, the country will be better, while also advocating for the restructuring of the mindset of Nigerians. The national president of Lasumba Heritage, Kunle Jayesimi, however, stressed that Nigerians should focus on changing our respective mindset about the economy of Nigeria. He said that if everyone works on their mindset on the economic, political situation of the country will be a better place.
For any indication of the fiscal and economic policy directions of the next government, that others outside government, others outside the country, can base their planning and investment decisions on.
There are benefits that will accrue if we do the right thing and leverage on the real estate sector of the economy. It is what he's alluding to, and it is only good, and I'm sure that most government will listen to him.
We should, all have a new mindset into how to do things better in Nigeria. We cannot continue to do something the same way and we expect good results. I think the first thing is, we change our mindset.
We need to restructure our mindset. This idea of quick way to making money, this idea of easy way, cutting corners to ensure, because the issue of restructuring starts from the home. We have lost our value system. We have lost our culture. We have lost our identity. And it is important that we have that socio-cultural reorientation, a socio-cultural reform in our psyche that would guarantee that collectively and on the aggregate, we are better off. There is no restructuring if we don't have a critical restructure.
The Lagos State Parking Authority, LASPA, has engaged the media to sensitize stakeholders on its mandate and address issues thrown up by the misrepresentation of the agency's activities, as well as objectives, in order to put the record straight. Briefing newsmen in Alausa, Commissioner for Transportation Frederick Oladende said LASPA was an agency set up to solve a peculiar problem, which has to do with parking and impediments, which normally leads to congestions on the roads in the state. Oladende said the structure was put in place to regulate the activities of private parking lots, improve and enhance the parking culture, and it's not a revenue generation agency. Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Benga Motosho, said the briefing was to clear the air on issues and educate the public on the mandate and functions of the agency. The General Manager, Lagos State Parking Authority, Adebisi Adelabu, urged people running private parking lots to get their permits, saying the objective of the agency was to create employment and ensure vehicles parked on the roads and setbacks were identifiable as the best practiced globally.
LASPA is empowered to remove all impediments arising from indiscriminate parking on carriageways, thereby increasing the carriageway capacity on the roads, improving the flow of traffic, and reducing travel time. First on our mandate is to improve the parking culture. We also believe that the establishment of the authority enables employment opportunities for the youth, and in doing so, it is expected that revenue generation will come naturally.
Lagos is going to get to the point where, as a developer or a builder, when you build a house, you have to think of parking first. Because what happens is you have a lot of structures, 10 flats, 6 flats, 8 flats. Each flat probably has one space to park. Your average family in Lagos has 2 vehicles. So if you're building 10 flats, you really should accommodate for 24 cars, and they don't. And this is wear and tear on our roads.
You're still watching the news at noon. Up next is foreign news. Welcome back. The European Union's executive body has proposed capping the price of Russian gas within hours of Russia's leader condemning the idea as stupidity. Energy prices have soared in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, forcing the EU's 27 states into action. But Mr. Putin said Moscow would react to a cap by halting supplies completely. European leaders have accused Moscow of weaponizing its gas exports in response to Western sanctions on Russian individuals and businesses. While the Kremlin denies that that is the case, the big Nord Stream 1 pipeline into northern Germany has been shut indefinitely, with Moscow directly blaming sanctions. Last week, the G7 group of nations announced a price cap for Russian oil, a move it said would reduce both Moscow's revenue for its Ukraine invasion and inflation in the West. Ukraine's nuclear chief has suggested that United Nations peacekeepers could secure the Zaporizhia power station. The plant has been occupied by Russia since the early days of the war and comes under repeated attack, with both sides blaming each other. UN inspectors observed damage at the power station during a visit last week. The inspectors recommended that a security zone be set up immediately to shield the facility, which is Europe's largest, from the fighting. Vladimir Putin has said he trusted the report from the UN's nuclear watchdog, the International Atomic Energy Agency, but criticized the agency for not saying Ukraine was to blame for shelling the area. The Russian leader described the IAEA as a very responsible international organization which was under pressure. Our servicemen are there. Are we shooting at our own? He asked in response to claims that Russia could be responsible for shelling at the plant. 3 days after a deadly stabbing spree in Saskatchewan, the surviving suspect's whereabouts remain unknown. The announcement of a possible sighting of Miles Sanderson in the James Smith Cree Nation area turned out to have been a false alarm. He has been the target of a major police manhunt since Sunday after the attack that left 10 people dead and 18 injured, not including the suspects. The attack has rocked the otherwise peaceful Canadian region. Police have warned people to take appropriate precautions in an alert sent to mobile phones in the area. In Weldon, a small town in some 200 residents with gravel streets, a neat grid of single-story homes, 2 churches, a police, a post office and corner shop. Most doors remain shut, though there are plenty of media present. Still on the news at noon is sport news after this break. Welcome back. Chelsea has sacked manager Thomas Tuchel just 7 games into the season following a chastening 1-0 Champions League defeat at Dinamo Zagreb. The London club said in a statement they had parted company with the German who led them to Champions League glory in 2021 and the Club World Cup crown earlier this year. The former Borussia Dortmund and Paris Saint-Germain boss, 49, leaves Stamford Bridge after less than 20 months in charge. The Premier League club said in a statement on behalf of everyone at Chelsea FC The club would like to place its record on for its gratitude to Thomas and his staff for all their efforts during their time with the club. The Stamford Bridge Club, under new owners Todd Bowley and Bedard Igbali, defended the timing of the decision. Chelsea are sixth in the Premier League table after 3 wins, 1 draw and 2 defeats in their opening 6 matches. In a related development, Domenico Tedesco was fired by German side RB Leipzig a day after a 4-1 home thrashing by Ukraine's Shakhtar Donetsk in their opening Champions League group match. It comes months after he led them to German Cup success, but a dreadful